Hey everybody, and welcome to Be a Better Game Master. My name is Barker, and I have decided, since it's such a beautiful overcast day, and that's where I really get my inspiration from for some reason, I've decided to do a 5-minute frenzy. Bam! So, today I kind of wanted to talk about giving your game a better recap. Now, really quick, what's a recap? A recap is the portion before the game starts where you remind the players what's happened before that game. I think this is super important for multiple reasons, and to further describe its importance, I will tell you a story about how recaps can be done terribly. Okay, so I had a player a while back that he was really, really good at session ones, right? He'd make his character and he'd like get into character and he'd know the story and the background and just the type of character he was playing. But for some reason, in the session 2, session 3, he would always kind of revert back to this other type of character, always the same type. And, you know, it wasn't too much of an issue, but it wasn't his character anymore, right? So the storyline would change, his personality would change, and we couldn't really figure out why. And it only recently dawned upon me that, you know, it might not be entirely my fault, but I definitely could have done a better job at, or I could have done something to help him out, right? And I think that thing is the recap. So, what are some examples of a good way to do a recap? Or just a way to do a recap, right? The basic way is for the DM or GM at the beginning of the game to say, all right, guys, we're into the dungeon. Remember, you went into the dragon's lair, and you slew a bunch of undead kobolds wearing Reeboks, and then, you know, they're all dead, and you're still going into the dungeon. Like, you're headed into the dragon's lair. Remember that. Now let's get started, which could be a good recap. You know, it always depends on how much information you feel is necessary to get the game started. Another cool thing I've seen done is where the GM will say, all right, players, you tell me what happened last session, or you tell me what's happened before now in this game. And the players will tell you, okay, well, we, you know, killed some Reebok-wearing undead kobolds in the name of the Nike commander. And, you know, that's what's happening. So, and that's a pretty cool way to do it. Personally, though, I have drawn inspiration from television shows. Specifically, TV shows like Battlestar Galactica, Heroes, the first season. I think it did this throughout all the seasons, but I haven't seen those. Lost, right? And what these shows will do is they'll say at the beginning of the show, previously on Battlestar Galactica, and they'll show you cutscenes of like what's happened before in the show. And they're not random cutscenes, though. They're chosen specifically based on what's going to happen in this coming episode. So, for instance, if in this coming episode they're going to fight a bunch of undead kobolds wearing Reeboks, then it'll say, previously on Sneaker Wars, you see the Nike commander looking at you, looking upon your group, and he says, you must go to the dragon's lair and slay the Reebok kobolds. That's a stupid example, but you get what I'm saying is, in the recap of your game, before you even start the session, go over individual cutscenes of things that have already happened. Specifically, things that your players' characters have done. Make them feel important and cool, and make them and remind them of things that their characters have done. Help them get into character that specifically correlate to the session that's about to happen. You can also flavor this in cool different ways, like you can jump into the first person like I just did and say, you see this, like as if it's actually a television show. Or another thing that I've done, is I will put on an accent of one of the NPCs that the characters will meet in this coming encounter or have met previously. So That's a cool way to keep things fresh and flavored, things like that. So try out this recap. What am I talking about? This recap strategy, right, in your own games, and let me know in the comments below how it works out for you. In the end, it should help your characters not only remember what's happened before this session, but it should also help them get into character and feel more immersed. And that's the ultimate goal for me. So thank you so much. Again, like and subscribe if you like and want to subscribe, and post in the comments below your theories, your the responses you get from your players when you do this, basically how it works for you. Double Tap Peace, thank you all very much, and I'll see you later.